Imagine this. 1 in 5 real estate transactions fall through due to issues with disclosure. Now ask yourself, what might you be hiding without even knowing it? Are you aware that a single missed disclosure could derail your home sale and even land you in legal trouble? Disclosure in real estate is about transparency. It's the bedrock of trust between home sellers and buyers. Yet many sellers find themselves anxious, unsure about what they need to reveal. After all, you've lived in your home for years, and there may be things you've simply adapted to or forgotten about. However, failing to disclose critical information can cost you more than the sale. It could lead to costly legal battles, reputational damage, or even a failed transaction. With the right knowledge and preparation, you can avoid the pitfalls of non-disclosure and ensure a smoother home sale. Today, I'm diving deep into the significance of disclosures and how revealing what you know about your home can protect you and provide buyers with confidence. I'll explore the common types of disclosures, the legal implications of withholding information, and why honesty is your best asset when selling your home. Let's dive deeper into the complexities home sellers face when dealing with disclosure. The root of the problem is that disclosure requirements vary greatly from state to state, leaving many sellers confused about their obligations. This confusion is compounded by the fear that disclosing too much information could scare away buyers or lead to lower offers. However, withholding information can be far more damaging. In some states, disclosure is not just a matter of etiquette, it's a legal requirement. Failure to disclose can lead to severe legal consequences, including lawsuits, financial penalties, and the risk of the sale falling through entirely. One of the biggest challenges sellers face is navigating the legal landscape of disclosure requirements. Each state has different laws and regulations regarding what needs to be disclosed, and in some cases, individual counties or cities have additional mandates. The patchwork of state laws means that sellers often rely on their real estate professional or legal advisors to ensure compliance. But even then, mistakes can be made. A 2019 survey by Redfin found that 15% of sellers admitted they weren't fully aware of all the disclosure requirements in their state, leading to uncertainty and the fear that they could be sued even after the sale. A common fear among sellers is that disclosing too many issues will reduce the appeal of their home. After all, most sellers want to present their home in the best possible light, and revealing problems could scare away potential buyers. This mindset can be especially prevalent among sellers who have invested heavily in home improvement or have lived in the home for many years and have become accustomed to its quirks. But here's the catch. Buyers today are more savvy than ever before. With the rise of home inspection services and the increasing availability of online information, buyers can uncover hidden issues with ease. According to Zillow, 80% of buyers hire a home inspector before finalizing a sale. If an inspection reveals a problem that wasn't disclosed, it raises red flags and the buyer may wonder what else the seller is hiding. This fear of losing buyer interest often leads to seller adopting a wait-and-see approach where they only disclose issues if asked directly. But this strategy can backfire. Whether buyers discover undisclosed defects, it can lead to 1. Price renegotiations. Buyers may demand a reduction in the sale price to cover the cost of repairs. This can often lead to more significant price cuts than if the issue had been disclosed up front. 2. Deal fallout. buyers may walk away from the sale entirely. According to Adam data, 22% of home sales fall through due to issues discovered during inspections, many of which were not initially disclosed. 3. Post-sale lawsuits. Even after the sale closes, buyers can sue sellers for failing to disclose defects. This can result in costly legal battles that drag on for months or even years. Another common misconception among buyers is that by selling a home as is, they can avoid the responsibility of disclosing problems. The idea behind an as-is sale is that the buyer is agreeing to purchase the home in its current condition without the expectation that the seller will make any repairs. However, this doesn't exempt the seller from disclosing known facts. In fact, core logic notes that as-is sales often come with a higher risk of litigation, as buyers who feel misled about the home's condition may still pursue legal action. Selling a home as is not a shield against the requirement to disclose major issues like foundation problems, roof leaks, or pest infestations. Sellers who try to hide behind the as-is label may find themselves facing costly lawsuits after the sale. For many sellers, the biggest challenge is deciding what should and shouldn't be disclosed. Some issues are obvious. If your roof leaks or if the foundation is cracked, it's clear that you need to disclose these defects. But what about smaller, more ambiguous issues? Now that we've established why disclosure is important, let's explore the types of disclosures that are typically required. This can vary depending on your state, but here are the most common types of issues that sellers need to be aware of. Water damage and leaks. Even if a leak was repaired, if it caused significant damage or mold, it's something you need to mention. Water issues are one of the biggest red flags for buyers. In fact, CoreLogic found that homes with a history of water damage often sell for significantly less if the damage was undisclosed. Some sellers believe that once an issue has been repaired, it no longer needs to be disclosed. However, if the damage was significant, again, such as mold or structural damage, it's essential to inform buyers of the past problem, even if the repairs have been made. CoreLogic reports that past water damage is one of the leading sources of post-sale lawsuits. Structural issues. Any known defects with the foundation, roof, walls, or other structural elements of the home must be disclosed. For instance, if there's a crack in the foundation or water damage in the walls, this could lead to a significant repair down the line. According to Zillow, buyers often perceive undisclosed structural problems as a sign that the seller is hiding more serious issues, which could lead to distrust. Minor defects. What if there's a small crack in the wall or a window that sticks? While minor cosmetic issues may not need to be disclosed in all states, these problems can often be indicators of larger structural issues. Sellers should always consult with their real estate professional or attorney to determine whether seemingly minor defects are worth mentioning. Pest infestations. Termites, rodents, or other pest problems must be disclosed, even if the issue has been addressed. Some infestations like termites can cause long-term damage to the structure of the home. Keep in Current Matters reports that homes with undisclosed pest damage often lose buyer interest quickly once an inspection reveals the extent of the problem. Environmental hazards. Things like radon, asbestos, or lead-based paint must be disclosed if you're aware of their presence in the home. These materials pose health risks, and buyers have the right to know what they're dealing with. Renovations without permits. If you've made significant renovations for improvements to the home without the proper permits, this could become a major issue down the line. Many buyers will request a copy of permits for any major work that was done, and failing to provide them can cause delays or even derail the sale entirely. Neighborhood nuisances. One of the more commonly overlooked disclosure items involves the neighborhood itself. Noise from nearby construction, frequent street traffic, or a barking dog next door may not seem like significant issues to you, but they could be deal breakers for potential buyers. Some states require sellers to disclose no nuisances in the area, while others leave it up to the seller's discretion. According to Keeping Current Matters, one of the most common post-sale complaints from buyers is undisclosed noise or nuisance issues in the neighborhood, which could lead to disputes and demand for compensation. The risks of failing to disclose are clear. Sellers who withhold information about their home's condition face potential legal consequences, financial losses, and the emotional toll of drawn-out disputes. A single undisclosed issue can snowball into a much larger problem, costing far more in legal fees and settlements than the initial repair would have. According to Redfin, the average lawsuit related to non-disclosure can cost sellers upwards of $15,000 to $50,000 in damages and legal fees. Beyond the financial burden, sellers also risk damaging their reputation in the community and with future buyers. Word travels fast in the real estate world, and a seller with a history of non-disclosure issues may find it more challenging to sell other properties down the line. Beyond the legal and financial concerns, there's also a psychological hurdle at play. Many sellers develop an emotional attachment to their home after living there for years. They may downplay defects in their mind, believing that these issues are just part of the house and not significant enough to mention. This emotional bias can cloud judgment and lead to unintentional withholding of information. Sellers often think that disclosing problems will make their home seem undesirable, but in reality, transparency builds trust with buyers. A survey by Zillow found that homes where sellers provided complete and detailed disclosure often sold faster and for higher prices because buyers felt more confident that they were getting a fair deal. I felt the need to expand on this problem to help frame the importance of proper disclosure. Sellers must overcome both legal hurdles and their own fears or biases, understanding that transparency not only protects them legally, but also fosters smoother and more successful transactions. To illustrate the importance of full disclosure, let's look at a possible scenario that demonstrates the consequences of non-disclosure. Let's take someone like Sarah, a homeowner who had lived in her house for over a decade. A few years back, she experienced a significant leak in the roof, but after repairs were made, she thought nothing more of it. When it came to sell, she didn't disclose the leak, believing it was resolved and no longer relevant. The buyers moved in, only to discover that the repaired roof had left behind hidden water damage that led to mold. Months later, the buyers filed a lawsuit against Sarah, claiming she had knowingly failed to disclose the prior water damage. The court ruled in the buyer's favor, and Sarah was forced to cover the costs of repairs and compensation, totaling tens of thousands of dollars. This legal battle not only drained her finances, but also left her emotionally exhausted. This is a stark reminder of how disclosing even past problems, no matter how minor they seem, is essential to avoid future repercussions. The key takeaway here is simple. Disclosure is about honesty and transparency. Whether it's a small repair, an old pest problem, or even neighborhood noise, being upfront with potential buyers is not only the law in most cases, but it's also the best way to ensure a smooth transaction. Non-disclosure can lead to lost deals, lawsuits, and financial penalties that far outweigh any potential benefit of withholding information. If you've had experience with home disclosures, good or bad, share your story in the comments. And if you'd like, check out another video or share this with someone who could benefit from this information. My name is Giovanna, and I am with the Signatory Group. Thanks for watching.